Battery critical. Charging battery. you've seen what Badoo's capable of. I'm not taking any chances. I want one more energy, always. Which energies are the least optimal? He's going to hold on to Psychic Energy in case Monkey Dory needs to get wild. I like that.
I like that. And that metal as well to have a simple Gimme Gold or Golden Go EX attack. Palpad is going to shuffle back Roxanne, that card that was discarded off the Pokestop turn 1.
Yeah, this is truly phenomenal to watch as both these players are giving themselves a great opportunity here. It's so difficult to sequence all this correctly. Give yourself the best odds, but this seems so correct. 300 damage, making it rain. Big knockout on this Dragapult. Was it enough?
At this point, Kyle, I have no idea. It's really anything could be up in the air. There's that Dusclops sitting on the bench waiting to be evolved into a Dusknoir. There's a possibility of rare candy Dusknoir as well. We know that the Sparkling Crystal is in the hand for Andrew Hedrick.
This is the beauty of it, Jeremy. No one knows except for the man in the red shirt. Finds the Dusknoir.
Not only the Dusknoir, but the Luminion V for potential boss's orders.
He can just Ultra Ball for the other one. He doesn't need the second rare candy.
But is there a Dragapult EX available for Andrew here? I don't think so.
You need to use Curse Blast in order to find the Night Stretcher out of the prize cards. We've seen all of these tools used. It's Dragon Headbutt and a Dream.
You can't even Dragon Headbutt this turn. The Sparkling Crystal only works on the Terra Pokemon.
Give him some time.
Unfortunately, looking at the prize cards too, that Dragapult EX and Night Stretcher are hiding in the middle. Which is really unfortunate.
I mean, there's the chance to extend. You could deal the Curse Blast damage counters to the Monkey Dory. You could deal them to the active Pokemon as well. See 3 prize cards, maybe then find the Dragapult through the Night Stretcher at that point. Is there a different route, though? Is there a way to disrupt the hand with the Iono and also take advantage of this Badoo? Maybe even use a counter catcher onto a fresh Golden Go.
Well, Andrew's committing to something here. Ultra Ball discards Rare Candy and Lance. Does have another Rare Candy in hand, though. So this has to grab something like that. Dusknoir was eyeing down that Pheasantipity EX, but again, you're just trying to draw into Dusknoir, maybe energies.
Yeah, at this point, it's what's more important to you here. You can set up ways to look into your prize cards and also manipulate how oppressive this Iono is. And I think that's going to be more important than just drawing the additional cards of Pheasantipity here.
We really could just see 3 prizes taken off of Curse Blast and then Itchy Pollen after the Iono. We know the Metal Energy is in hand for Lucas, so that's going to go to the bottom of the deck. It's going to be pretty hard to shuffle the deck without item cards.
Yeah, and it's almost more important that the damage is, that the prize cards are taken for Lucas than Andrew in this spot, as you just need your opponent to have 1 card Iono and be grasping at straws at this point.
Andrew is opting to place the 130 from the Dusknoir Curse Blast onto the Golden Go EX on the bench. That does not equal a prize card, where if Andrew would have done it the way of the active and then the Monkey Dory, would have found a Night Stretcher. But here, just taking the knockout on the benched Golden Go EX, Andrew Hedrick does not find the Dragapult from the prize cards. So where do we go from here? That active still has the Metal Energy to attack.
Well, you see 2 copies of Counter Catcher the Forest. Sealstone is potentially an out if you play down a V Pokemon at some point here. Iono just got a little bit weaker, but understandably so, as you're fishing for that Night Stretcher.
And Andrew is scooping it up. Game 1 goes to Lucas Zing, and it's all thanks to that Pokestop on turn 1 from Hedrick. Discarding the Dragapult EX along with that Night Stretcher, and the prizes really just proving for the downfall for Andrew.
Yeah, there was so much to consider in that, as going for the Badoo, finding that nest ball was so opportune. But there was a moment right after that, as the Badoo was knocked out. If you do the prize count, you understand that other Night Stretcher almost has to be for the Dragapult. I gasped in that moment. I was terrified. But also, you just trust that you can get to there at that spot. And unfortunately, the cards just did not fall his way.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay for Game 1. This is really just a back and forth. This is the moment, though. Really discarding that Dragapult EX, having that Night Stretcher, and then, like you said, the next turn, bringing back the Badoo that just got knocked out, trying to set up an Itchy Pollen play yet again. And there's that big knockout. Finding the Monkey Dory, finding that Energy Search Pro, having the Superior Energy Retrieval in hand, taking the knockout. Curse Blast, last-ditch effort to try and find a Dragapult from the prize cards, to even Jet Headbutt for the knockout, but did not find it there, and Andrew just decided to scoop things up to go to Game 2 and have plenty of time for the potential Game 3.
Yep. And that's all a credit to the fact that Lucas played so well with setting up all of his different item cards on the one turn that he did. Was able to get all those energies back into play, and when you go down to one prize card, yes, you could establish with the Badoo, you could get your opponent down to where they just need to find that metal energy, but it's inevitable with the Golden Go. You're going to draw into that at some point and take that prize card.
We are now going into a Game 2. Lucas trying to take down the king of finals, at least recently. Luminion V start for Andrew, and a Monkey Dory start for Lucas. Has that Buddy Poffin, though.
Jeremy, buckle up. We've got some prize cards coming in here. Buddy Poffin.
Oh my word. What are those prizes for Andrew? Double Duskull, Dusclops, Radiant Alakazam, and a Dreepy. Meanwhile, for Lucas, has that Metal Energy, Water Energy, and a 1-1 Golden Go EX.
How do you deal with this?
The crowd is going crazy right now.
You have one copy of Duskull. You've lost a copy of Dreepy. Radiant Alakazam no longer there. Half of your way to play Pokemon is gone at this point. Lucas catches a little bit of that there with the Metal Energy, a 1-1 copy of the Golden Go, and he's off to the races right here. He's getting that information. It's not nearly as bad as what Andrew's going to see on his side.
Yeah, definitely waiting for that face cam from Andrew's side of things on his turn. But for right now, Lucas at least having that Buddy Poffin, getting a 2 Gimme Ghoul down.
And he started the fish.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you overcome those prize cards if you have a regular start here. You open up with the Arvin, Buddy, you do what you need to. But with the fish?
We're going to have to see, Kyle. Crazier things have happened in the finals of a Pokemon trading card game. Many of those crazy things from Andrew Hedrick himself.
Yeah, he's used to this. We've seen these moments a few times, and that is a Metal Energy. We had one in the prize cards too. You think about when the Badoo comes into play, it's a little dangerous, but it's what you got to do. Oh, the hand is so good too.
We got that Buddy Poffin to start things off. Earthen Vessel to find some energies. Did you see something like an Arvin in that hand?
No, that was the one piece we were missing. I think there was Ultra Ball for the Rotom V. It's just in the world where Luminion is not the active Pokemon.
Yeah.
the hand could look a lot different. You could even use that Luminion search out and keep going, but yeah.
Yep, taking a look through.
Not a lot of Pokemon.
That lone Duskull, not really going to be too happy with that.
He just writes Pokemon.
And then a frowny face right next to it. And of course, Andrew opting to go second yet again, really just hoping to rely on a big turn of Arvin into the Buddy Poffin, or Lance into all those Dreepy, and then potentially an Itchy Pollen from a Badoo. But that is as far out of the mind you can think right now. Right now, you're just thinking, all right, how am I going to get set up?
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't want my opponent to have a psychic energy. there's a lot of things that can go wrong right here, especially after this prize check. And the length of this prize check also might have Lucas thinking, okay, something's going on over there. It's not just as bad as the Luminion seems. It could be a lot worse.
Now you have to expect it's going to be that double Dreepy, but I think Andrew's just trying to look through the deck. Maybe those prizes will change, you know?
It's not how it works.
Maybe the Dust Skull's like sticking to another card, you know, the sleeve's a little sticky from some nerves.
That's unlikely. As we have seen the camera, it's not great. Buddy Puffin has to find the Badoo, really hoping to buy some additional turns as we see that there. This, I mean, it doesn't line up well.
Not at all. There's that Ultra Ball, but you're also discarding some cards that maybe you might need later on in the game. Even something like that Professor Turo scenario, which honestly is probably going to be the supporter for the turn here. Pick up that Luminion. Hopefully just use it for next turn to get something like a Lance even.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You just have to take a risk at this point. Move this Pokemon. Have the Badoo. You have the energy for the turn for the Dreepy.
And you just discard Boss's orders with this Earthen Vessel.
I mean, I don't see another card that you can discard there. The rest of the hand is live. It's waiting for next turn where this Luminion can be played back down.
So the rest of the turn is pretty mapped out for Andrew here. It is going to be an energy on the Dreepy. Professor Turo scenario, bring that Luminion V back up to your hand, promote the Badoo. Do you bench the Luminion preemptively knowing that there's Spiritomb in Lucas's deck, or with the item lock it'll make it hard enough to even grab it?
I mean, it's a great point to consider. I think you do have to play down the Luminion at this stage because you know your opponent does not have any way to disrupt your hand.
An item card off the top of the deck for Lucas is not really going to help, but Arvin here will grab an item and that tool card. We'll be able to find that Technical Machine Evolution, be able to use that to find 2 Golden Goyaks from the deck and evolve those Gimmighoul on the bench.
Well, it's not a Psychic Energy, but it's the next worst thing. The Technical Machine Evolution, find 2 of those Golden Go, evolve those Pokemon immediately onto the board. And next turn, coin bonuses will start to compound. Plenty of resources to be found, and it just starts to accelerate the clock that Badoo is trying drastically to slow down.
And just like that, the turn is over for Lucas. 2 Golden Goyaks in play. That Monkey Dory threatening a knockout with just a single Psychic Energy. Even a Dark Energy can help get rid of the 10 damage from Itchy Pollen.
Yeah, this is one benefit, and it's Monkey Dory. You can only do this 2 more turns, and if Dark Energy's found, the damage is moving right back over to Badoo.
Buddy Poffin off the top of the deck for Andrew here is going to be pretty great. Going to be able to find a couple more Dreepy, maybe that 1 Duskull.
Yeah, that might completely change the supporter that would be found for the turn now as Luminion.
You grab Arvin?
A little more access.
Try to go for a Dragapult this turn. You have that Crystal in hand. You have the other energy. I guess Lance grabs the Dragapult as well, but you're missing the rare candy.
Yeah, I mean, your opponent didn't show you very much. It wasn't, I mean, the answer of a Cybermaniac's code breaking was not shown, but also there was no opportunity for that to be played. Given the hand. So you still could be knocked out on this next turn, but you're willing to take that risk here and set up your board. The consistency of the Dracloaks, that's just something you need. If you're not getting this turn, I don't know if you get this game.
And Andrew there just signifying that that Dreepy came down this turn so he doesn't accidentally evolve it into a Dracloak.
Ability used.
Dreepy has an ability?
Apparently. He can be benched. That one, though, does not.
Energy on the Dreepy. Spreading out a little bit more. There is that Itchy Pollen yet again. What can Lucas do in the face of this Badoo? Professor Turo scenario was the draw for turn. Coin bonus finds another Golden Go EX, I believe.
Yep. You see the single prize Golden Go in there as well. A metal energy's found, but
there's no other energy in that.
No other energy.
That metal energy is going to get attached to that bench Golden Go EX. And I think we just have another pass of the turn here. Yeah, all right. This Badoo is buying a ton of time for Andrew here in this game too.
Some things to think about. There's another metal energy in the prize cards. We see 2 already played down. I'm a little worried.
I mean, do you just go for it at this point? You already discarded the boss's orders, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
so. No route to actually bring up that Golden Go EX on.
Suppose you can't do anything about it, but you're certainly considering all of this. This.
Now that recon directive was between, I think, a fire energy and a Dragapult EX. Opted for the fire energy, and then this second recon directive finds a Dragapult EX in its own right. Arvin can grab Rare Candy for Sealstone. You have Ultra Ball in hand. What is Andrew cooking up this turn?
Yeah, just trying to work through this here. For Sealstone, Rare Candy, you have access to that Dusknoir at that point. You can use Curse Blast, remove the Monkey Dory from play, and then place the damage that you'd like on the Golden Goes at that 120 and 60 mark. You don't have to worry about the Monkey Dory, as it'd have to be one of those 2 copies of the Night Stretcher at that point in combination with the Dark Energy. You haven't seen anything from your opponent just yet. It was just double coin bonus go. Seems like there's a lot of pressure you could put on this turn.
Andrew attached to the Dracloak that came into play this turn, but has that Sparkling Crystal to place on the Dragapult EX. And right now we're not seeing that Rare Candy Dusknoir, but there's no hand disruption until Roxanne. So here is that Phantom Dive, taking the knockout on Monkey Dory, 60 damage on the Golden Go EX with the metal energy.
And the one non-Pokemon is found off the prize cards.
Lucas finally able to use items. Straight away goes for that Energy Search Pro to thin the deck out. It has to be 8 cards here, something like that. All right, just the 6. Still pretty great. Along with one more energy, we'll be able to knock out this Dragapult EX in the active spot.
Yeah, this is pretty scary, though. We know about those energies that are in the prize cards, the water and the metal that go along with this. Likely to find one of those.
Has the fighting in hand, so there is the knockout.
But we've seen, when you do a 7 energy knockout on Dragapult, it is almost a guarantee that Andrew is going to move into Badoo territory and slow this game down.
Pokegear 3.0 looking for a supporter. Finds Arvin. There's also the option of boss's orders in there. But Lucas straight away plays that Arvin.
You win it?
Maybe.
He's considering. Yeah, he's going to hold that for a second. On this turn, you never want to leave yourself with no energies in hand. So if you can combo this with Superior Energy Retrieval, you'd like to see an additional resource. But what are we talking about here? 7 energies in the hand, 1 on the active, 2 in the prize cards. So there's 2 remaining. Whether they're left in the deck or in the discard pile, you need to find those in the hand soon.
Pokestop boss's orders found off the last coin bonus. Lucas is going to spin the stop here. There's the Dark Energy, Superior Energy Retrieval. That's actually fine, though, because it just means your Superior Energy Retrieval is able to grab more energy out of the discard. We already know that metal is in there from the Monkey Dory knockout.
Yeah, able to find an additional energy. It's almost the optimal spot at this point. No more energy left in the deck.
You can see a Night Stretcher here, potentially for a Gimme Ghoul.
You could also go for the Monkey Dory here.
Yeah, you can.
if you can do this in combination with the dark energy, that's one less energy that you have to remove. Gives you some longevity here as well. Has that in hand, so that works out very well.
And there is that classic play we've seen from Golden Go throughout these past couple tournaments now. Adrenabrain moving that 30 damage over to the Dragon Ball EX to make your Make It Rain just do a little bit more.
This is exactly where you need to be. It's you attack into this Pokemon, never give the 7 energies, just a 6 energy knockout. You hold on to 2 energy cards. Has to feel pretty good here if you're Lucas, as this game has been all over the place so far, and he's just considering what else do I need to do in order to stick around for a few more turns here and keep fighting. Is Pheasantipity going to be the play? Is my opponent ever forced to just take a knockout? I don't know. I don't think that Andrew's going to walk into that.
Yeah, and are those 3 cards even worth it right now? They are not, so there's the Make It Rain for 300 damage, taking the knockout on Dragapult EX. Lucas goes down to 4 prize cards. Andrew Hedrick now has to piece together a pretty stellar turn to keep up with Lucas's pace.
And to find the metal energy as well just adds a little more comfort for Lucas. If he has to knock out Badoo multiple times, he has the energies for that. He's limited himself to just the 2 Golden Go. Does not have to worry about additional counter catcher situations here. But this is also a spot where if Iono is played and you don't see those energies for a few turns, is that enough of a window for Andrew?
Yeah, again, we could even see an Ichipollen with that Iono just to prevent any kind of deck shuffling, and hopefully it might be enough. There could even just be Dragapult EX this turn. We see that Ultra Ball in the hand.
I mean, Ichipollen's just not great when there's damage on board already and a Monkey Dory is established. You move that damage over, remove that Pokemon. You could buy a turn, but you're giving your opponent a prize card that you're probably looking to deliver yourself with Curse Blast.
Yeah, it would probably have to be Curse Blast on the Monkey Dory,
yeah,
and then try to countercatcher the Golden Go, Ichipollen, plus the Iono. But that is a lot to ask for, though. Hedrick does have a lot to work with. Ultra Ball, there's the Rare Candy in hand, for a Seal Stone to go along with that Luminion V. Countercatcher. Or actually, is there a Rare Candy in hand?
I didn't see if it was the last card in hand, but if I suspect it as such.
Well, with the Ultra Ball here, finding that Pheasantipity, maybe Andrew just needs a little bit too many cards to try to piece that together.
Spin the wheel.
Well, we know how it worked last time, so.
Yeah, it is that last card is the Rare Candy, so has those resources.
There's the Dusknoir, Night Stretcher as well. That's 2 of them. There's 6 energy in the discard. That means there's 4 left in the deck with the 2 in play.
Yep. We've got the 1 in the prize cards this time around, but 3 energies sitting in the hand.
There's that Rare Candy. 2 Dusknoir. Curse Blast is now available. You would have to get rid of, or I guess with the Night Stretcher, you don't need Ultra Ball this turn. So your resources are still available to you.
And with the Forest Seal Stone, the guarantee for the Iono is there.
Curse Blast does take the knockout on that Monkey Dory. Lucas going down to 3 prizes. Andrew down to 4.
And it's not purple.
Not a purple Pokemon. Ultra Ball discards that Dreepy just got from the prize cards along with the Nest Ball. We'll be able to find your Cloak.
I like this a lot. You have an opportunity before the Forest Seal Stone to potentially find your supporter of choice for the turn.
Forest Seal Stone actually just going to be used before the Recon Directive. Did not see the card that Andrew grabbed, but you would have to think it has to be Iono here.
Yeah, and in this instance, you're playing the odds. You think, well, the likelihood of me finding the Iono itself is pretty unlikely. I'd rather just have 1 additional resource in my hand post Iono, and I can't blame him there.
as the Night Stretcher for the Dragapult EX. No way to take a knockout on anything else this turn with Phantom Dive. But does have that second Night Stretcher just to establish an energy on the Dracloak so you can have another potential Dragapult next turn. There's that counter catcher, Iono. Lucas is going to 3 cards and 6 after. The coin bonus is 7 with the card for turn. I don't know if Iono is going to be able to do that much.
Psychic Energy Ultra Ball, another Dragapult ready to go next turn. This damage will start to stack up. It gets dangerous.
Lost Vacuum can remove that Pokestop.
Yeah, which could be pretty big. You're mentioning the cards that are available at this spot. That's 3 more resources. So often it is just item cards once you get to this point in the game.
Don't need Rotom V anymore. And there is that Phantom Dive. 200 damage on the active, 60 on that bench. Golden Go EX. Let's see what Lucas can pull together. Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking off the top of the deck. That is a pretty good card.
Superior Energy Retrieval as well in the hands. Trying to.
But does Andrew kind of maybe have this locked up for next turn, depending on what is available?
Radiant Greninja's found Fezandipity for additional draws. But I see what you're saying, Jeremy. There's a lot of damage on board.
Yeah, a simple counter catcher along with that energy and Dragapult EX could take 4 prizes and send us to a game 3. Lucas looks like he has the knockout here on the active, thanks to that Cypher Maniacs, the Fezandipity draws, the coin bonuses. Boss's orders found. That's not going to really help this turn.
Andrew was able to avoid running into issues with that Roxanne. Was able to keep the prize exchange in favorable at this spot and doesn't have to worry about any hand disruption here.
And if you look at the board, Lucas has to take the knockout on the active. A lot of the times you would try to go for something like the Fezandipity EX to stop the flip the script to try to draw into the pieces that Andrew would need, but already has it pretty much on board. Concealed Cards finds another Superior Energy Retrieval, so now you have the option to play a different supporter outside of the Cypher Maniacs, but honestly, I'm not really sure what else you could really do. You just have to hope Andrew doesn't have it.
It's just most important is removing this Dragapult and forcing your opponent on a very limited hand to have Psychic Energy and Dragapult along with the counter catcher to get this done. We don't see the pieces all just yet, but at least 2 of those are in hand for Andrew at this spot.
Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking is going to find Earthen Vessel and Arven, shortcutting a little bit. That coin bonus for the active Pokemon wasn't used until then. This is such a tight game.
See what 3 energy in hand, the Superior Energy Retrieval you need to attach for the turn. Unless you had any switching effect. You have the Earthen Vessel to search out. How many energies are even left at this point? It's just
2.
Okay, well that helps.
3 actually.
3 actually, because the Iono.
So that's Metal Energy to the active.
But I mean, aren't these the spots that Andrew's just been waiting for? Is a moment where you have to take a 7 energy knockout. Energy's committed to the board. And if I can leave you with a hand that just does not have energies, you'll be in trouble. I think this hand will at least maintain 1 energy at this point. But this was a superior for only 3. 7, that's, is it 8? So, dude, with a Night Stretcher as well as the other copy.
Lucas again just trying to think through every possible scenario here. Yeah, the hand is going to be, all right, Night Stretcher for the Monkey Dory yet again. Adrenabrain is so powerful. Already attached for the turn. There's the 7 energy knockout. Make it rain. 1 prize card left for Lucas until he becomes our champion. Meanwhile, Andrew Hedrick needs to pull together a pretty amazing turn to take 4 prizes and force a game 3.
And any turn that is not the removal of a Monkey Dory or an Itchy Pollen could mean the end of the game with the Adrenabrain onto the Badoo. He's forcing Andrew to close out a game or at least lock in with the Badoo.
There's Boss's orders.
Wow.
Has the Ultra Ball for the Dragapult and the Psychic Energy. I think that does it, Kyle.
That's just it. He's got all the resources lined up. Dragapult comes down into play. Psychic Energy and the Boss's orders. That is a 4-prize sweep, and he's doing it once more.
Wow. What is going on here, Kyle? We have a game 3 here in Vancouver, and I could not be more excited.
Why does this always happen? Ridiculous prize cards, Luminion in the active, and it just can't stop him. He's got so much armor, and he continues to move through. This is unreal, so exciting for both of our players. We have a game 3 here to decide it all.
Lucas is trying to get through that main character energy from Andrew Hedrick, but who knows if it can be enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay of game 2 to see how things shaped up yet again. We don't even see, but yeah, that Minion start prizing basically all of the Psychic Pokemon except for a 101 Dusknoir. And there's the big knockout on the Dragapult EX. Andrew's able to bring up another one, and there is that Curse Blast, big, taking the knockout on the Monkey Dory. This is the second time Monkey Dory was knocked out. And there's another 7 energy, Make It Rain from Lucas, taking the knockout on the Dragapult EX. Wasn't I saying you got to hit 3 Dragapult EX in this matchup to be able to win the game? And that's exactly what Andrew Hedrick did. Pheasantipity finding all the cards needed. The Boss's orders, taking the game. 4 prizes in 1 turn. Are you ready, Kyle?
Absolutely. There's so many different ways that this matchup can go. We've seen it played with the control style, 4 prize cards, 6 prize cards, whatever it may be. Both these players know all the tricks, and it comes down to this: mulligans.
Mulligan for each player, but we got plenty of time. Just under 22 minutes left to go in our finals match. We will see a conclusion here, and any player, either of these players, winning, they deserve it.
Absolutely. Yeah, this has been so fun, an absolute treat. And I just, for Lucas, what he has to endure in order to win a championship, it is something else. It just seems like there's something going for this Dragapult deck that no other deck has. It can win in a multitude of ways. It has so much going for it. And you're just drawing cards and throwing energies on the other side. But you know what? He does such a good job with it.
This has been one of the best finals games we've had in a while, with 2 of the best players we've seen for the past few seasons. There's the handshake for game 3. It is time. Everyone get hype. It is Dreepy up against Radiant Greninja. Andrew Hedrick is going to go first for the first time this match.
You couldn't draw a better hand, as he has the Buddy Puffin to start off. Dreepy already online, and we saw the Rotom V in the hand. I think there's also a Nest Ball potentially and a supporter for next turn. He's got a lot working for him here. He's going to miss out on a couple of those friendly pieces in the early game, like that rescue board. Some pieces for the later stage with the Pheasantipity and the Radiant Alakazam, but it is so much better than the last game.
Much, much better. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there has been some pace of play warnings for this match, so we'll have to see how things shape up, but there could be something escalating if something happens.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that, and we've got our excellent judges also doing that for us. Still 20 minutes to play here, and with the 3 turns as well, I'm sure we could find a conclusion to this game.
with this Buddy Poffin. Gonna be able to find some more basic Pokemon. The Greninja in the active spot is something we haven't seen too much. We saw the Monkey Dory in the previous game. Gimmighoul. Does this really affect Lucas's start too much?
Well, this is something that we saw a lot in the top 8 when Andrew faced off against Trevor. The Radiant Greninja would be in the active. You'd have that opportunity to use the Technical Machine Evolution, but you're always behind on one of those turns. The Metal Energy on the Golden Go, the Dark Energy for the Monkey Dory. If Andrew's able to apply pressure, sometimes you just don't have an opportunity to heal off with the Monkey Dory and give yourself a chance.
Well, now with this Buddy Poffin, Andrew has gone through, checked the prize cards, but now I'm worried about the time. I want this game to finish. Double Dreepy hitting the bench. Like you said, Rotom and Nest Ball.
With energy along with this, it's everything you're asking for. The Duskull to go along with this too. If it is one of those slower setups from Lucas, things could get wild early. You give yourself the opportunities to draw well by playing down that Duskull instead of going for a different card like the Badoo here. And this is the power of Rotom.
I got a peek at Lucas's hand. There is an Arven, so that will be able to grab that Technical Machine Evolution along with Buddy Poffin. That way you can get some Golden Go EX into play as soon as turn 1.
Sounds like we're going to have a pretty great game here then. Rotom drawing some additional cards. They all look pretty great. What do we have here on the other side now? Oh, is there an energy? That would be kind of important.
There is not.
Hey, man, come on. You got me all excited.
I was excited.
Well, it's not as great, but of course there is still potential. Arven can search out a different supporter in this spot. You could even go for your Earthen Vessel or Energy Search Pro if you really feel like it. It's a little more risky. You could run into that Iono early, but if you thin out all those resources, it gives you a better chance to draw into a way to find more Pokemon, more basic Pokemon with that Radiant Greninja.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the evolution here and the Earthen Vessel potentially. And then you have access to concealed cards. You can try to draw into another Buddy Poffin or even just another Gimmighoul would be pretty great here. Taking a look at the prize cards. Nothing really too impactful. That one Metal Energy Lost Vacuum. Spiritomb potentially could have been doing some work, but Rotom's already done his job.
This is the question, though. Is do you want to thin 2 or thin 8? Thinning 2 here gives yourself a little bit weaker odds to find some additional Pokemon, but it's also a lot more beneficial if you want to have some longevity in this game. If you waste Energy Search Pro and your opponent Ionos you, you're going to have a really hard time taking that first knockout.
And the second knockout. And
maybe any knockout, yeah.
Earthen Vessel is going to find a water and a metal here for Lucas. It's going to have access to that concealed cards. It's going to be a big 2 cards here for this early game setup. Psychic Energy is not it. There's the Gimmighoul. So now this Technical Machine Evolution will be used to full effect here.
You know, it's not exactly what you wanted, but it is exactly what you wanted. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
It worked out. Finds the Gimmighoul. Does not get to take advantage of the other Golden Go that's in his hand, so missed out on a little bit of draw there, but this is going to be great for Lucas. He's in this game. He's got the energy to move with the Radiant Greninja on the following turn. Can really start to put on some pressure here. And Andrew's got to consider all this, but he's got one of the best hands to deal with this. He's got all the Dracloaks pre-supporter.
That's insane. First Dracloak here with its Recon Directive. It's eyeing down a Psychic Energy. Here's the second one again, leaving the active for the last, just in case you have that rare candy play. Just find a second Duskull, though.
Oh.
Minion and Badoo.
I mean, this just determines what your strategy is for the game. It's, do you slow down your opponent with the Badoo, or do you want to give yourself the options?
do is the grab, but we're going to bench the Dust Skull. And we have Ultra Ball.
I don't mind this at all either.
Is there a candy in hand? You could Ultra Ball, Candy Dusknoir, Curse Blast the Greninja away, play the Badoo, and then Itchy Pollen?
Doesn't seem like a typical Hedrick line of preemptive prize cards. But it doesn't feel great to just leave Dracloak there in the active spot. But also, you have your Psychic Energy that you can play down on your opposing Dracloak, the one without the Fire Energy on the bench. Spread your threats. Your opponent likely has to just take the active Pokemon knockout, and then you're ready to roll.
Dusclops is found with Ultra Ball. That's going to allow the evolution on the Duskull on the bench, and then a potential Dusknoir on the following turn. And like you said, Psychic on that second Dracloak on the bench. Instant charge yet again. Finds Dragapult EX Dusknoir.
Has Counter Catcher in hands, just begging to be knocked out at this stage. And Lucas is happy to oblige.
2 cards found off. The first coin bonus was an Energy Pokegear. Ultra Ball to go along with it.
The discard of the metal might be an issue at this point. The energies to knock out the Dracloak aren't there yet.
There's that Cypher Maniac's code breaking. Gonna find that Energy Search Pro. Still has the concealed cards to be able to draw into these cards. And even grabbing a Cypher Maniacs for the following turn. This game's too crazy, Kyle.
There's just so much anticipation for how this could go. Both players waiting for this knockout, as Andrew could have one of the largest pop-off turns we've seen. He's got the Dusknoir, he's got the Dragapult, he's waiting with Iono potentially in hand too. The Night Stretcher, so useful here, has the Metal Energy, does not have to waste any additional resources.
Monkey Dory now for Lucas. Already attached the metal for the turn. And there is that Make It Rain, taking the knockout on the Dracloak in the active spot. Hold on to your chair, Kyle.
Yep, what can you do at this stage? If you really feel like you're gonna have a big turn, you could just bring up the Dusclops and say, well, we're gonna get this party started at some point. But I think he's already feeling pretty comfortable that this Dragapult will be able to attack.
Dracloak to the active spot with the Fire Energy. Rare Candy found off the top of the deck. Gonna start things off with a Recon Directive. Might as well, it's gonna get evolved anyway. Another Duskull and another Dragapult EX. It is crazy to think how important this Dusknoir line is in this matchup.
Right. I mean, we also just did not see it in the previous game. All the prize cards were holding every psychic Pokemon you could imagine. Just slowed down the game drastically.
Still have access to that Counter Catcher, bringing up that Golden Go EX without any energy. And there's an Iono, still has access to 1 Recon Directive. This is going to put Lucas to 5 cards. Andrew's drawing the full 6.
Would love to see that Psychic Energy immediately, or the Crystal to help out here. Finds the Earthen Vessel. It was the Fire Energy. So was almost thinking wrong Dracloak.
Here is that Recon Directive. Lumineon and Counter Catcher.
I mean,
Counter Catcher seems pretty good
Counter
here.
Catcher is just ridiculous. 2 copies of this card just play so synergistically together. You don't take the knockout. You go 260. Counter Catcher right back 260. Your opponent not only has to find a way to move around this Golden Go or find the Metal Energy, but they want that Dark Energy on the Monkey Dory.
That really is the big part about this play. Just forcing your opponent to attach that Metal Energy for your attack instead of just Dark Energy, Adrenabrain, just one less energy to actually take the knockout.
Right.
It's set up for the rest of the game.
And it's one less energy that you have access to in the pool. As we've seen so often, when you take that 7 energy knockout here instead of the 6, you're in a lot of trouble. And you would already have another energy on the board with your bench Golden Go. You're down 9 energies at that point. It's very easy to get locked out.
Well, there is that Phantom Dive, 200 on the active, 60 on the bench, Golden Go EX. Dark energy drawn for the turn, but does have that Energy Search Pro. Now, did we see something like that Professor Turo in hand for Lucas? It'd be good to grab that Golden Go from the active. Then you can attach to the Monkey Dory, move the damage counters to preserve your health on that bench Golden Go EX.
Yeah, I'm almost a little more interested in a switch at this point. Just re-benching Gimme Goal at any stage of this game, it can't happen. You're forced to use these Golden Go for the duration of the game, but also be applying pressure.
Well, you have to remember that Radiant Alakazam is in the prize card still for Andrew.
Yeah. Well, Dusclops and Dusknoir don't typically care.
Concealed cards, gonna draw 2. There's another Gimme Goal. Cypher Maniac's code breaking. Two cards to the top of the deck. No coin bonuses have been used.
Didn't see what the first card was, but the second card did look like the switch.
Buddy Buddy Poffin?
Yeah, at this point,
like
you
Palpad.
might be determining if you can just add a little bit of fodder for superior energy retrieval, thin out your deck as you move along in it, or do you need those resources? Do you need to Palpad back in Cypher Maniac's code breaking, or give yourself a little more help here with trying to close out on these last few prize cards? We're going to coin bonus. It's just avoid all of the issues of placing cards on the top of your deck.
Yeah,
Switch is found.
There is that switch you were talking about. Now Lucas is available to play that dark energy on the Monkey Dory on the bench. This will allow Adrenabrain to make the knockout just a little bit easier, as well as saving one of your Golden Go EXs from that 4 prize knockout.
We've seen Lucas do this time and time again so well, moving the additional damage with the Monkey Dory, the Adrenabrain, over to the Dragapult. 6 energy knockout. Preserve as many energy as you can in the hand. You do not want to be caught slacking. If you run into a spot where you do not have the energies, Badoo will find you.
Honestly, I think there's 9 energy in the hand for Lucas. Something crazy like that. You know there's 1 prize, 2 in play.
That's all of them.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you have to play this match. 6 minutes remaining. We are flying through this finals here. And it is so close.
There's the Adrenabrain moving 30 from the active to that Dragapult EX. Lucas is really debating about benching this Gimmighoul. Like you said, it does turn into a liability.
I mean, it's a reasonable consideration at this spot. You can easily see a world where your opponent is able to knock out 2 Golden Go.
There's the second one, so now a full bench.
That's risky. But you know what? It might work.
Make it rain.
Without the Radiant Alakazam, there might be a world where you can get away with this spot.
Lucas at 3 prizes. Hedrick still at 6, but we've seen this time and time again. What can Andrew do here? Has the Dragapult EX and Fire Energy in hand to go along with the counter catcher.
His opponent's down to 3 prize cards remaining.
Has an Arven, but really hoping for something like an Iono this turn.
Might be time to blast.
Now, if Andrew does take prize cards here, Pheasantipity EX is at the bottom, so that would just mean another 3 cards you could try to draw into something like an Iono.
Well, these cards are a bit of a whiff here. So often that Lost Vacuum is exactly what you're looking for, trying to remove that Pokestop, but we just have not seen this card this time around. Evolution, Fire Energy. Almost guaranteed at this point, but finding the supporter to go along. Find Luminion at this stage, find your Iono, but then you have to make the decision of Curse Blast. How many cards do I give my opponent? How many cards do I give myself to get out of this situation?
There is that Luminion V.
And without benching this Pokemon, finding the Iono leads you to believe that Curse Blast will occur first. And prize cards could be seen from Andrew, and then he'll make his considerations.
There goes that Dusknoir. Gonna take a knockout on that Radiant Greninja. 1 prize. It is not the Pheasantipity EX. That's big.
Well, one more shot, as he at least gives 1 additional prize away. Will not see a prize card, but will give 1 up. And that just means that Lucas is going to be seeing 1 single card here off this Iono.
No coin bonuses after this turn, since both of the Golden Go EX are going to be knocked out.
Battery low.
Limited as the Radiant Greninja was taken off the board.
Andrew Hedrick doing everything possible
Charging battery.
to try and steal this game away from Lucas.
And why not throw in that we've got 2 minutes remaining?
There is that Iono. Lucas is going to draw 1 card. Andrew's going to draw 5.
Does not even want to look at it. So much riding on the back of this 1 card here for Lucas. Andrew still has to consider how to piece together the rest of this game, but certainly it's starting to look good as you see a prize map ahead of you for at least 4 prize cards. It's not the order he likes to take these big swing turns in. He likes them to close out matches, but this might just be the final nail anyways. We'll have to see what Lucas is able to find.
Just keeping us in the dark.
As he should. Don't give away any information.
There is that Phantom Dive. 4 prize cards for Andrew Hedrick. It is now 1-to-1 prizes.
All right, he's going to take a peek.
Lucas,
He's
1
got
card,
a superior energy retrieval.
That's not going to do anything. Top card, Buddy Poppin'.
Oh,
that's
boy,
it. And just like that, Andrew Hedrick makes the comeback and is now a 4-time regional champion.
What a way to close things out. He finds it every single time. The perfect map to close out that game. Force your opponent to have no outs. And wins the game, wins the match, wins the championship here in Vancouver.
Hello? Hello? Yes, sorry, Winter World. I do speak English. Didn't realize my mic was muted. Oh, Metal Burst. Can't do anything about that. Middle. Aaron Skinkar. Rough. Ooh. Really rough. Might be the last seed.